Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to the Hitman Freelancer Guards Only Challenge, where we have got a rubber ducky. I think we've got a rubber ducky. But yeah, we've also got a series of challenges to complete, where we are only disguising ourselves as guards, or rather, we're only hurting guards. We're not hurting civilians, although if we find a civvy disguise just floating around the place, then yeah, we can take hold of it. There's no harm in that. And now we've got a bit of alerted Mumbai to be getting on with. We've got 10 missions left, so if we can do 5 today, that would be spiffing. We are still on course to complete this challenge on the first try, which we've never done for anything else yet. Now, find hide and seek on alerted Mumbai. And hide target bodies. Because again, I'm worried about collateral explosion, just because civilians are off the menu. There's 3 targets. Timed hide and seek could be a pain in the butt though on such a large map, so maybe we do take collateral explosion. We find a couple of guards, perhaps they're patrolling next to one another, and we bop them with a bit of propane or possibly a rubber ducky. And then hide target bodies becomes tricky, doesn't it? But collateral kill explosion is worth more, and hide target bodies might go out the window anyway, so let's assume that we're just going to go for hide target bods of those 2. And let's go and see what Mumbai has to offer this time. Okay, so the entrance is blocked off, so it does look as though it's illusions of grandeur. We appear to have a target on the skywalk, so that would be a crow, I imagine. And another one up there, and then that guy may also be a possibility for a collateral explosive. With a couple of them being out in the open like that, that makes me think that it could be tricky to hide target bots. Now, where might we get a propane? I mean, there's one round by the scrapyard. So, that's probably a good place for us to begin our search for trouble. Now, the other question is, where does one destroy the cameras on this map? Because Rangan's turf is off limits. There's going to be somewhere in the train yard, isn't there? Yeah, there is. There is somewhere in the train yard where we can do that. So that's not too much of a problem. So step 1, propane flask, which is behind this digger, I think. Good, it's still there on this version of the map. Step 2, chat with our friend.
What could I interest you in? You got cash?
We've actually got lots of cash.
Ready when you are.
So we could buy something fancy and expensive, like the Collector's Karma, for example. Burial Dagger as well. That would give us an epic melee. And I don't know if we've currently got an epic melee. Are we going to pick up an amputation knife from anywhere on a mission? Don't think so. So maybe we'll grab those 2. And maybe we'll come back towards the end of the mission and grab a gun. Do we have a silenced assault rifle at the moment? Maybe not. Maybe if we come back at the end, we'll buy the assault rifle and the SMG.
Don't hesitate to come back.
Because we'll be in a guard outfit by then, I'm certain. Now, where is our target who's over there? It looks like they're a guard, leaning and having a smoko. Right, so we've got 2 crows. One of whom is alerted to our presence. There is no way high target bodies is happening around here, right? But then, at the same time, there's innocent civilians in the area as well. So what I've just done ain't going to work for us. Up top though, in here, is a possibility. But then how do we get a guard outfit? We can get a basic one, of course, just by strolling through here. But then we can't get the serious business one that would allow us up top. So maybe we just give you a bonk. There's going to be a camera nearby, I'm thinking. Yeah, there is. So that can go. And then... yeah, we're not dragging down that top train guard to here, I don't think. So we don't need to keep this guy around when we could put him in a crate. But then we could use that crate, possibly, on our friend. Is he going to come over here if we seeker him? One would assume so, but can we seek him without him spotting us? Because they're facing different directions to one another. Which means seekering him and getting away with it could be tricky. Yeah, that drops off too quick. We got him. Good. So I assume he's going to come over here into these bushes, where he normally would go. So we get ready with our bonker. Maybe we should have kept that guy out of the crate. But it's fine, I think. No one's paying too much attention. Good. So we grab our thug and we bring him around here. High target bodies could still be on then. Even with a collateral explosion happening. Yeah, I'm now regretting putting that guy in the box before I'd come up with a plan. But a plan is what we've come up with. It involves leaving this guy here, throwing the propane flask at him, luring a second guard somewhere where we can bonk them and drag them. Let's see. Yeah, you stay there. Now, where can we find a second guard? Without getting into too much trouble. There's no one in here. I assume that most of this train guard area is identical to how it is in the regular version of the map. Yeah, there's a guard. So we could throw a crowbar here. No, that doesn't lure him. That does.
Got a suspicious sound. Probably nothing, but worth investigating.
Yes. You go investigate. Where's your friend gone? He's over there.
Hey, you need to shut.
Good. And then all these bushes will allow us to happily drag this guy around without being sighted by anyone. So we could potentially still be on for everything we need. Which is collateral explosion and high target bods. Because you park there. You're both definitely in explosion range. And then our man goes in the crate. Good. And then we escape. So those two guys are coming around. I don't think any of the elite guard will come down from up top though. Accidental body has been found.
Moving on,
Bit
hold
of a
on.
cheeky
Have I
lockpick.
seen you before
Okay,
somewhere?
that's a cheeky lockpick. That's too cheeky of a lockpick. And so those two guys need to die. Yeah, that wasn't even slightly subtle. I should have checked exactly where those guys were before I did that. But that's fine. Who else is going to come around here and see them? No one, that's who. And I mean, we could at this point just get rid of that guy. Now, where is our target? He's roaming around on the other end, really, which is unfortunate. We can sneak in here, though. We could potentially climb up from in here somewhere and tug a guard off the top onto the floor. Because that guy, I don't think, turns around much. And then guards can see us from there, but if we lurk up here... And he suffers an accident. We vault back over. We drop down. And keep dropping down. And climb on out. So yeah, you're going to go for help.
Hey! Hey! I need help!
Yeah,
Hello?
he needs help.
I think we've got a problem. You need to help me right now. What the hell is wrong, man?
Nothing's wrong. There's just a man there, and his clothes have apparently fallen off since you looked at him a few seconds ago. It's very strange. Because somewhere in the elite area, we're going to be able to take out cameras. Maybe we do that now before we think too much about anything else. Okay, where are you going? Where are you going out
Son
here?
of a bitch!
I need you.
Can't have that. Second camera down. Now that guy's going to go out and find that body, I guess, but we can't touch him. What we can do, though, is come through here, and I think this will lead us to the recorder. Yeah, you can hear it beeping away already. Good. Now we want to sneak up top, I think. Do we even need to sneak up top? Right, cameras down. Because yeah, sneaking up top is probably the best bet. I'm not 100% sure we need to sneak up top to get that guard who's our target, but...
Get ready! Get ready!
I mean, it could be a good time to do so whilst everyone else is coming out here and looking a boot.
Roger, command.
Nothing at his position. Over. But there was a second guy, wasn't there? Yeah, there he is.
Command. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's fine. Nothing for you to worry about, Command. I think these were probably ground floor guys rather than top floor guys, so this might not be making our job any easier when it comes to taking out our top floor friend. It's hard to say. Either way, that's the civilian that spotted another guard, so not a lot we're going to do about him for now. We're just going to climb on up. Has our man gone down to the ground floor? Or is he just slightly down below? Because the map says he's below us. I guess if we come down this ladder, then we can find him. And we've got how many people down here now? 2 guards? They're all highly alert. Probably just because they know each other. If we can find a point where one of them's not looking at the other. Yeah, you turn away. Can we push you? Yeah, no. I mean, we can just pop your head. And then we can... Oh, we could have popped your head, but you started to move again. There we go. Head popped. And that's the train yard dealt with. Oops. Don't go off there, 47. Climb the ladder. Why would you think that I want you to go off there when there's a ladder right here? You silly man. Oh, high target bodies I forgot about. Oops. I guess someone's already spotted that guy that we just plinked in the head. Ah, well. It was probably going to go on the third target anyway, but now it gives us the freedom to take out the third target however we desire. Where is said third target? They're quite a way away. So maybe at this point we buy some new guns whilst we're in the area. And then we can use the subby to rinse our third target, perhaps. So they are on a skywalk on level 1. Or level 2, perhaps. They're on the Crow's rooftop, in fact. So if we could get on top of the old skywalk and work our way across. Because we can't go through the hills, I don't think, because I'm pretty sure elite guards aren't allowed up there. We did hide a thug, so we could potentially get a thug outfit. But then this one will get us most of the way and is probably less well enforced the further we get from the train yard.
Just came by.
Okay, so we're looking over there somewhere. Yeah, there we go. There's our man. There's a couple of others in the way. We could always just Action Jackson this shit and just march in and murk everyone that looks at us funny. But then maybe our target will come out and say hello. And we won't need to risk such endeavours. So those two are going to complain about talking about the Maelstrom, all happy and like. So he's going to stand there and get punctured. Oops. I've tried to put away my gun and I can't because we've got another gun. We are full of guns right now. But that's fine. The main thing is we've finished the mission. We're intact. We've got 3 out of 4 objectives complete. And the exit is a mere 40 metres away. So it's another successful Mumbai endeavour. Jolly good. Now, I feel like the next mission could be a bit quicker because we're going to go to New Zealand next. Let's just drop all this gubs that we may not need. And let's see what our reward is. A micro taser. Very nice. So yeah, we'll save Paris for the showdown. It's probably wise because the bodyguard outfit will let us cover the entire map pretty much. So we've got 4 targets at Hawke's Bay. Take no damage. Make a target slip. Sedative someone. And now time trial's alright. Generally speaking. Because you can just take a sniper rifle and rinse the entire map in like 2 minutes, really. There's no save. Shotgun epic. Have we got an epic shotgun? We haven't been to New York yet to get back the legendary. So we don't have that. So time trial's our only option. So we'll do that. We would need to bring a karma if we want to sedative someone. Let's leave behind the screwdriver. We could probably leave the lockpick, to be honest. But let's bring a sniper rifle and a banana. And then we'll go for all 4 of our objectives. Yeah, there's 2 different variants of New Zealand in the map. It'll probably be the politician, because there's a few different versions of that, but it could also be Alma Reynard's version. So let's find out what we're getting. It's daytime. And we're just stood on a beach. Okay. So I think it is the politician. We've got 4 targets who are all in and around the house. Our supplier is way over there, but that's fine. We might not need our supplier. What we do need, though, is a disguise. And so we become old Johnny Flatgap. And now we're ready to infiltrate the mansion. How are we going to do this? Oh, we do have a target or 2 who are, in fact, outside. Do we worry about them yet, or do we just head on it? I think we head on it. Can we get away with that? Without anyone watching us? Good. You're fixing the bike, so you're no problem. No, you are a problem, though. You're not a target, but you're a problem. Ah, but the target did just run through there as well. Let's see.
What was that sound?
What was that sound? Couldn't possibly be someone setting a banana trap for you. Yeah, there's a lot of enforcers. So it's going to be a spicy map. Now, do we? We don't know any of the patterns. So that guy's going that way. Do we just crunch that guy? Maybe. We can karma someone else without any difficulty, I'm sure. Now. Upstairs. What's going on? Right, we've got a bodyguard there. He's following the politician around. That's okay. Oh, there's a second one
You
there.
there. The bodyguard.
Yep, don't worry about me. I'm just going up to the roof. And on the roof we have, what? A couple of guys? One of them who recognises that I'm sus. One who does not. So we'll just deal with these two. Crunch that guy. Crunch that guy. Now, got an HX7. Is that a gun that we can bring back to base? It might be. And then, where are our outdoor targets? There's one down there, perhaps. Because we can just karma the guy in the house.
Come on, help.
Yeah. Lad down. Now, that guy over there... Yeah, we probably want a sniper rifle for this guy. He's a bit far away. Ah, piss. Or we could just miss him, that's fine. That works. There we go, got him. And now people are probably going to come up to the roof to find out what's up. So, let's go find our last target. Give him the old sedative and then put a bullet in him. Yep, they're all highly alert. But I feel like that don't let him get away and lost sight of suspects is a bit dramatic because no one had any sight of suspects in the first place, to the best of my knowledge. But yeah, they're all running up there and running around there and generally being excited. So we need to watch our step.
Come on, you copy?
Okay, that's good.
Right, so that is our man right there. Got him. How did she see a body there?
Hey there. No, please.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. No, wait, shit. You're a civilian. Let's pretend we didn't just knock her out. That was a panic. I mean, I said if I knocked anyone out accidentally, I was then going to leave the level. So that's what I have to do.
Hands on the principal.
But, in order to do that,
Now or never.
I just need to get out now. Let's see. Oi, what do you mean?
You're gonna regret this.
What the fuck? He wasn't even alerted. Well, we've failed, which is what we wanted to kind of do anyway. But now we've lost our legendary sniper rifle in the process. That's a bit of a bug, I feel. Let's bring the lockpick for no reason, he said. What's the worst that could happen, he said. Jeez. Right. Okay, so that guy wasn't alerted, otherwise I wouldn't have run into him. And then he just turned around and blasted me with a shotgun, which is kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I did kind of panic and throw my briefcase at him, but still. That is bull of the highest order. I'm sure you can agree. And now we're going to have an alerted showdown ahead of us, which is just wonderful. But before we even get to that, we've got an alerted Dubai. No bodies found. Only use one disguise, poison guard syringe. Some of that's doable. Let's go for timed hide and seek, just because Dubai is not a bad map for hide and seek. We do have a syringe. Although if we could bring a lethal syringe, that would be even better. We even lost our wrench. I love that wrench. So we'll bring a crowbar. Oh, and we've lost our one silenced pistol, haven't we? Frick. So we'll have to try and get that back in Paris. But let's go see if we can find an emetic mushroom as well. Because if we can make a lethal syringe to syringe the guard, that would be wonderful. Would be really nice if we can get ourselves the start that lets us easily get an elite guard outfit. But we'll have to see how it goes. Either way, we've got ourselves a lethal syringe. And we are ready to roll. So let's go see what alerted Dubai can do for us today. Good. It's the right starting location. Now, which version of the map is it? I think it's Ascensionist because that guy is stood there. Which is awful. Is he going to move? I'm guessing not. Although, if we come up on this side, and then we go this way, maybe this works. Cool, we've got a disguise. We've got a silenced submachine gun. Now, there's a camera. But we do have our gun. It is silenced, right? The DAC DTI? Yeah, it is the same one as the other guards use. So, that's promising. Hide and seek, though. Where can one hide and or seek around here? I mean, there's this cupboard. So that's good. Now, you are a sus boy, are you? Okay. But we did bring our screwdriver. So potentially we can deal with you. Now, if we don't cause too much of a panic, then maybe that guard that we initially dealt with won't ever get found. We got ourselves a silenced assault rifle, which is always nice. Did we actually finish that guy off? No. Now we have. I don't want to drag him this way, because he might get seen by people. Like that guy, for example. We generally want to minimise the number of bodies if we're hoping for no bodies found to come off. 2 of our targets are upstairs. They are right up on the 5th floor. Now, do we go about dealing with the cameras at this point? I mean, we can't get the card. So we'd have to go down to a security room. Not the hardest thing in the world, is it? Yeah, it's confusing that I've just done that for my friend, but don't worry too much about it. Now, do we go back up the same way, or is he going to get sus when we climb out of the elevator shaft? Maybe we come a different way. Just to prevent any risk of that being a problem. Yeah, we just come up here and we'll just climb up. It's fine. However, I almost forgot hide and seek as a thing. Yeah, you go and do your thing over there. We'll grab that key. Now, this guard might be a good bet for syringe, because syringe is normally useful because it will allow you to get people and make it look like an accident. But we're hiding bodies anyway, so it doesn't matter who we syringe, really. There's still hope of no bodies found. Although with 4 targets, how long will that hope last? Let's see. So we're going right the way up to the 5th floor. Also, our targets are going to recognise us because we're in a guard outfit. So it's not ideal. Circumstances in general are not ideal. There's a guy up here who's generally sus. But he's actually a target. Huh. Is anyone else up here? Yeah. So there's 2 guys up here, one of whom is a target. There he goes. But the other guy is also an enforcer. So how do we deal with both without getting into trouble? Especially when there's another guard there. Why are there guards all over the place, everywhere? It's vexing. That guy's going to go outside. When he does, maybe he'll move further away. Would be nice. Stop looking at us, you bum.
Hello.
If he doesn't move further away, then this civilian is going to cause some bother for us. Well, I guess what we do is we just go out there, we lure him a bit further away, and then we shank him. Because he'll be suspicious of us, which can be used to draw people.
Do I know you?
Do you know
I
me?
don't know you.
No, you don't. Come on.
There
Are we
will
far
be
enough
no
away?
warning shots.
Why are you looking at us? Go away.
Preparing to engage. Hey.
Fuck's sake. Yep. No bodies found is gone. He's now going to go and blab to everyone that there's a killer on the loose.
This is out for what actual? Some ass is making a lot of noise. You ought to do something.
So we're compromised by that guy. And now pretty much everyone up on this floor is going to be alerted, I think. It's the alerted maps that we're going to make or break this challenge. And in this case, it's going to break us.
Look alive! The proverbial shit is about to hit the fan.
Ah, that guy doesn't know who we are.
What? Oh!
Sir, this is Groundhog.
We have a perpetrator suspected of murder on the premises.
Right, and there's our guy. So he comes in. I mean, we're probably going to have to kill all these guys now. I feel.
No visual on the perpetrator.
But they're all
Over.
guards, so it's fine. It's fine, he says.
Clear.
It's
See you the
fine.
next second.
It's fine.
Man down! Man down!
It's all fine. No one's seen anything. Except for all the people that have seen things.
Somebody get help!
It's fine. Don't you worry about me. Yep, you also don't worry about me. Please. I beg you. Right, have we just got away with that? I think we have, you know. And we haven't harmed any civilians. We've scared the hell out of a couple, but we haven't harmed any. And now we're back down here and we can actually have a look at the map. So we've got a target on the next floor down, and then we've got one who's down in the bowels. So how do we get to our target that's one floor down without too much bother? Can we do it by going out the window? Because they are just down there. But then are they indoors a bit? Maybe. Can we vault over here and get to anywhere? There's no pipes or anything. There's one there, though. Will that allow us to go down one floor? Or is it going to take us a long way down? Yeah, it's going to take us down too far. And then our target's above us. I never really explore these outer parts. And I should probably do so more often. Either way, we're now back in non-hostile territory. Oh.
No way.
Hi guys. Is it cold in here? It's probably fine. There's no cupboard in this toilet, is there? No. So we need to go up to find... I mean, one of our targets is down here. So maybe we just find them next. Ah, it's one of the women who roams around in that room there. So we need somewhere where we can hide. I know there's somewhere in that room. But I don't want to mess around with that just yet. Not when I can hide nearby without alerting it to our presence. And then she comes out here, does she? Now where's she going? She's coming down. And then she's stopping there. That guy just asked if this day could get any worse. Because the answer is always yes. This vine is pretty much hidden from everyone's view. So even though it's hostile, it's not the end of the world. And now we're fairly close to our next target. So we might actually get away with everything here. Let's see. Okay, so she's standing out there, which is kind of awkward. Are you going to see that gun? No? Okay. Maybe we can lure you in with a bit of crowbar action. Maybe we'll also just make you fall over, just for the lols.
Listen, you got to end up getting hurt sneaking around like that, mister.
Are you sus enough to come over and have a look?
Strange.
Now he is. Yeah, you check that perimeter, buddy. Oh dear. Right, so there appears to be a distinct lack of people out there at the moment. There's like, what, one other guard, maybe? Yeah, this floor seems to be pretty empty right now, which is very useful for our purposes. Can't lure out that guard, unfortunately. But we could just take him out. Or do we even need to? We could just take her out and then run away.
Don't let him take control of the situation. Alongside of suspect. Anyone see him?
Lovely. And then, let's see, is anyone going to notice or care if we climb over this? Although there's an exit right there, isn't there? But hey-ho. Rather than the elevator shaft, we may as well come this way, now that we've started to. Down the stairs. And away we go. Ah, it looks like everyone was alerted because she's trying to escape as well. Now, can we come with you, madam? Okay, so that's a pretty good recovery following the failure on New Zealand. Now, let's drop a bunch of gubbins and let's see what we get. Come on, lockpick. That's not lockpick, that's remote audio distraction. Why would anyone? And we've lost our rusty nail even though we didn't use it on the last mission. Not a problem. Paris awaits. Do not blow your disguise. Unsilenced pistol kill. High target bods. I notice a contradiction in those two. Now, neutralize a lookout. We decided, didn't we, that we can't take out lookouts because they're dressed as civilians generally. There might be a guard. There might be a guard-based lookout, but No, we'll go hide and seek. I don't think we need to bring a pistol because we can pick up an unsilenced one anywhere in the level, really. So what else might we want to bring? Crowbar, screwdriver. I will not bring the lockpick. I mean, we could also use this as an opportunity to work a bit more towards one of the challenges we need. Poison or fiber wire. We're getting close on both. Target is dehydrated, so we could poison them. So maybe we bring poison and we bring a fiber wire. Although we could have a look and see if we've got an emetic mushroom outside. Because we can turn that into lethal pills. It would kind of go against high target bodies, because food and drink are generally in public areas. But maybe, if we've got a mushroom around. Yeah, maybe we keep our options open. We're bound to find some rat poison in the level. There's at least a few places where we could get a server outfit. So we don't necessarily need a guard outfit, which is nice. Not the end of the world then, the fact that Paris is alerted. Let's see if we can't find ourselves a palace staff outfit and then mooch around in that, shall we? It's Holiday Hoarders. And we're starting out front, which is ideal.
Cecile, I'm standing
What do you have for us? A Christmas star?
hosting the Sanguine Fall Festival.
Don't mind if I do. And a wrench. We like wrench.
Oh, hi!
Mysterious gift. What could it be? We'll leave that there because it's too big to carry about the gaff. But we'll take a soda can. And let's go find that outfit we're looking for. Our target, as well as being dehydrated and a sweet tooth, is a blonde hat wearer with no glasses. It's possibly that guy, but not that redhead. Oops. Yeah, so we'll knock off that redhead straight away. Might be a camera down here. Outfit. Is it here? Is it not? Curses, it's not here.
It's gonna be okay.
That's unfortunate. Holiday Hoarders doesn't have the outfit I was looking for. But there is a security guard who comes and goes here. So potentially we could get that guy. We can't shoot him though.
Stuff? I've got it.
What have you got?
Sure.
I mean, you got the Seeker. That's very handy. Take our wrench back. We don't need an unsilenced gun, I don't think. Right, so she's moved because he's come out again. And there's the unsilenced pistol if we decide to go that route. She just doesn't mind the fact that I've crunched a dude.
Oh, hello, sir. You know where to come if you need anything.
Sounds like she was quite excited by the fact that I just crunched a dude, in fact. Freak. And there we go. We are disguised. And we should also use this crate. So a couple of our targets were headed upstairs. How far upstairs are they going? Second floor, which means we should be okay to look at them with our security outfit. It's not just bodyguards that are allowed on that floor. But yeah, they are onto us though. So we're going to need to be sneaky about how we look at them. Those two are having a meeting, aren't they? Looks like they're having a meeting, or maybe they're just standing about.
Hey there. Hope all is good.
Hello.
Good to see you. We need to talk about the deal.
The deal.
Trust them. Find anything on them that we can use against them if this thing goes south.
Already there.
Right, so was that a business deal? Are they going to shake hands again? Yeah. So I think they started and ended by shaking hands there. Which means we are on the correct targets here. That guy's drinking. That's even better. So yeah, these upper floor targets are probably our ones. But what else are you going to do? You're going to munch on a chocky bar. And is that your assassin? We're now trapped between two alerted suspects.
I don't need a security guard to feel safe. You know, I can deal with my own problems. I'm a big boy.
Yeah, that assassin is definitely following that guy. So, yeah, you get out of here. We need your pistol. And we'll just tuck you over here somewhere. Hopefully no one will see that. Now, what are you doing? You're having a chocky bar. Oh, time to hide and seek's gone. Bugger it. That's entirely my fault for just forgetting that it exists. Now, is that food? It is. So if someone eats that, then they're ruled out. Yeah, foodie. Not the one. But at least we got his pistol. So that must mean then, presumably, that the guy who's still in the living quarters is the one. So he's checking his phone, so he's off for a meeting in a minute. And he's also got an assassin. Which way is he going to go for his meeting, though? Is it going to be in here right now?
What's up? Hey? What do you want to talk about? Sorry
So yeah,
about the short notice.
that's our man. There's a lookout who's doing what exactly? Is he going to come through? Does it matter? I mean, we could potentially just shoot the guy. And then hide in a cupboard. But then we wouldn't get... Maybe we seeker him.
Oh boy. Oh boy, this is bad. Oh.
And then that's his assassin. So you get seekered too.
I feel horrible.
You're going to go a different way. We should have got through that door though before it shut. We failed to do so. Alright, are you going to come through this door, madam? No. I worry about this alerting people because I'm crowbarring it. No, we got away with that. And then a stethoscope. Garrot this guy. And there we go. We're going to potentially get some of our challenges complete. And we got back our silence pistol. What are you doing up here? You're not a business meter. Now you're just standing in the way. I just want to leave the level, madam. Please bugger off. Okay. I think that's worked out. And by and large, we have recovered from the fact that we made a couple of extra missions alerted. Yeah, we're going to make it out in one piece. I said we're going to make it out in one piece. Stop looking at me. Lovely stuff. Thanks, Paris. As ever, you've been helpful. And with that, we're back on schedule. Back to our regular missions. Oh, well, Matador. Where we only have 3 alerted to worry about in the next group of missions. And what are this final group of missions going to be? I think the best bet is going to be the Eco-Crime Syndicate, because we've not yet seen Berlin, Chongqing, Scale, Marrakesh or New York as part of the challenge. So only Dubai will be a repeat. So let's give this a go. And let's get one of the alerteds out of the way now while we have a bit more time. And it's going to be New York. There's a lot of stuff we could pick up on New York that would be very handy for us. Now, is a burning kill possible? No, we've got a water canister but no oil. So that's probably out the window. Time trial? It's a small map. Poison target and medic we should be able to do. Perfect shooter, on the other hand. Well, we know how that can work out for us. The answer is not always well. Do we need a lockpick? There's only really 1 or 2 doors we might want to get into, but we might want to get into them quietly. Unless we bring a sedative poison. The only door I can think of it is the one in the basement, right? And there's a crowbar right next to it. So if we bring a sedative poison so everyone in that room is unconscious, then they won't mind that I'm crowbarring their door open. And the only other thing we might need is a gun. So let's get the old assassin's pistol on the go. Let's see what New York has for us today. It has a basement start, which is perfect. So we'll sneak over here. We'll pick up the claw hammer because that is a common item that I don't think we've got back at base yet. And then we'll start some killings. So, camera down.
I wish we could go in and turn on the TV and watch the
Camera down, those guys down, camera down. And get a disguise. And now let's see, we'll grab ourselves a crowbar. And we'll start the process of knocking everyone out in the security room. Oh, we've lost perfect shooter already because I missed the camera with the very first shot. But such is the way of life. That's most of those guys out of the way. So no one's really going to care if I crowbar this door. Now, are you going to walk in there immediately? Or have I got time to get in there and do what I need to do? Just grab that. Shoot the security recorder. Now, security keycard is good. Deposit keycard is also good. Unlock that. Vault keycard, and let's see. He's going to come in and notice that there's a bit of an issue.
Man, this one looks like an accident.
But now he's not part of the problem anymore. And we can have a look at where our targets actually are. VIP clients and the waiting area there. So let's go this way. Because we want to be up another floor from here. That guy's also a pain in the butt. So down he goes.
Oh my! Whoa!
Got away with that, I think. Oh, Bertram's going past there.
Really bad! Help! Hey, hey, hey! I love that.
Now she's going to notice us, but
The song you were humming.
we'll just scuttle past her.
Don't know many who know it.
It's going well. Who compromised us there? That guy. Yeah, there's not a lot we can do about that. Not without hurting civilians, which is not on the menu.
Well, I mean, she gets results.
Oh, someone up here noticed us as well, did they?
Someone's causing panic.
Squad, you're looking very low key.
Right, this might have gone tits. Because those two guards are going to come across, but they don't know us, do they?
To leave now, for your own safety.
All right, I got you.
You check it out. I hear you.
Yeah, they're not alerted to us. Perez might be, if he sees us.
Is everything okay?
But that's probably fine.
Now.
I would strongly
Yeah.
advise you to leave the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going that way.
Calling in.
Perez is just sort of standing. Okay. I mean, we can sneak past him and get slightly sussed.
Nothing at my position.
But then we can head up here. And that's where our next target resides. Just generally around and about. Maybe they come out this door. Are both of our next targets up here? They are.
Hey, Mr. Bodyguard!
Okay, that wasn't the most subtle way I've grabbed that key in the past. So we'll scuttle down here and hopefully get into this crate before anyone sees us. Maybe we didn't.
Command, you read me.
Right, so everyone upstairs is having a panic. They're not alone. I'm having a bit of a one too. We've got 3 minutes left on time trial. Good.
Command. Moving on.
If we can contain this situation, we might be alright.
Shit. Come in, command.
We might have contained it. Oh. Wait, is that a target coming over? It is. But he's also not apparently seeing those bodies.
No.
Down he goes.
Hey, please, God, somebody help me.
Now that security guard is going down that way, so you're going in there to blab about all the crimes that you've noticed. So we're just going to run down here and take out our fourth target, I think.
Look, I'm going for a round. Nobody gets in.
So are we just supposed to let anyone from IT in there?
That's right. You know how crap this old building is with the wireless, and how the director hates seeing cables anywhere? Well, she had her router in.
Say what?
Okay, target down.
Take him down. Take. I lost sight of suspect.
Time trial's done. However,
Negative. I don't have a visual. I do not have a visual.
yeah, it's all going tits over here. So, oh, and I forgot to message someone. That's fine. We got time trial done. That's worth more money than most things. Now we're just going to sit in here for a minute and think about what we've done. Although now might be a good time to pop into Athena's safe room. Oh, there's an oil canister. How handy. Yeah, let's pop into Athena's safe room while we've got a moment and help ourselves to Hatanto. Because that is something we can take with us. Good. Now if we go back out the way we came, hopefully nothing will go horribly wrong. There are guards dragging bodies about. Where are they taking them? Are they bringing them into this room? This seems like the place you might hide bodies. Yeah, you guys just leave those in here. That will be perfectly okay. And then, yeah, you go in there. Pay no attention to the body that's in there. And you're going back out to collect a second bod, I think. Which is why you've suddenly become an enforcer. However, there's nobody really left in this direction to worry about, is there? I mean, there's the guards down below. But, yeah, they're still chilling, I think. Everyone's got over what happened down here. Okay, so we're free and easy. What's the next step? I mean, robbing the bank is probably the next sensible move. It does seem as though we've actually got away with everything and there aren't many people enforcing us, which is dandy. We'll just let Perez go past. It'd be nice if we could grab a briefcase as well. So let's do that. And we might have a pile of unconscious people down here in the security room at this point. Yeah. Looks like we're building up a little pile there, which is grand. So we'll make that pile bigger by triggering the alarm. I'll also grab the keys before I forget. Although, actually no, that door's not open and we'd have to crowbar it. So for the moment, we'll just worry about this. Now, is that guy going to come on out?
Hey, get ready.
Actually, it doesn't really matter. We can come in from this way, can't we? So all that really remains at this point
Command.
is a couple of things. One of which is probably just... Let's drop our briefcase over here. And let's see. Can we acquire the bank robber outfit without harming civilians? Hadn't thought of that. But even though they're bank robbers, the civilians in this room are still civvies. And therefore shouldn't be harmed. Let's see.
Huh?
Okay, crime was noticed there.
Screw you. I'm getting help. Please.
So, yeah, we're compromised now. We're doing that. The bank robbers are going to report our crime. How is everyone now suddenly on us? That's bull. Of the highest order. I failed to see how that crime reached that far in that space of time. But we survived. And we're now a regular, everyday guard. So let's just sit in here for a minute whilst that all dies down. But that is weird, the way that the wake of your crime sort of washes over everyone in the vicinity and they immediately realise that you're the one who caused the trouble. Ah well, at least a bunch of guards are now going to fall over.
Command, you there? Some crazy person's killed a bunch of people.
I'm not crazy. You're crazy. Now, there is a risk that the same thing is going to happen again in a minute. I'm going to change into the bank robber outfit. The bank robbers are going to notice and think that it's a crime. And then, as I'm running across the foyer to get down to rob the bank to get the legendary shotgun, everyone's going to notice me again and start shooting me again. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Momentarily. We'll just wait for these guys to finish their work and knock each other out in the gas room.
You're not supposed to be here, so would you mind just leaving?
Who
Could you buzz
are you
off?
to talk? Honestly. Maybe I can distract them so they don't notice me changing into their outfit. Yep, she's noticed one of the sinks. Is he going to notice the other? No. But that's fine, maybe. Yep, crime noticed. Very well. We're just going to run for it anyway. You're a terrible security guard, Frank. And no one likes you. So we should, he says, be home and dry at this point. We just need to rob the bank, get ourselves a legendary shotgun, and then skedaddle. Extract all the mercers. And let's see. Gold bar, gold bar. Gold bars. 5, 6, 7. And we got ourselves a legendary weapon to replace the one that we lost. I swear I've lost that one sniper rifle and regained it more often than pretty much any other weapon. But for now, the golden-eared bunny can depart. Still no lockpick. Curses. And yeah, we didn't get a lot of challenges complete there. Really. On that final one. But we did survive, and we did avoid harming any civilians, which is the main thing. I may have forgotten at one point on New Zealand, but then we failed the mission anyway. So it's fine? Question mark? Either way, 5 missions left. We will try and tackle them all next time and get this challenge done on the first attempt. Until then, thanks for watching, friends.